What's up guys, NFJJ back at it with another video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video, and I hope you enjoy. Peace.
Oh, look out.
My goodness.
No, look out. No. Look out. There it is.
Oh,
Mike
man.
no, Allgaier. Oh, look out.
Wallace. And there's
a
a
lot.
God damn it.
Trouble off turn 4. A dozen cars involved. Caution is out. That's Reid Sorensen.
Everyone remembers the wild last lap crash that took place in the 2012 Drive for COPD 300, but many forget about this one. This incident collected more than a dozen drivers and ended 7 drivers' races immediately. The leaders were a complete mess exiting turn 4, and multiple drivers had to take avoiding action. Many were able to keep their car going the right way, however, it was a different story for Justin Allgaier, Casey Roderick, and Benny Gordon when all 3 drivers tangled up together. Allgaier was a sitting duck on the outside lane until Reid Sorensen drove under him, almost flipping him over.
Vickers has hit the wall hard.
Finally could not hang on to a loose race car.
Man.
How in the world do you tear the front and back up that badly?
Second car of the weekend.
This place is, you know how it is. You hit the outside, then you go down the racetrack, and there's another wall right there for you.
Yeah, I guess that's what happened.
Brian Vickers was enduring a miserable rookie season driving for Hendrick Motorsports and wasn't helped out by crashing out in both Dover races that year. Luckily for other drivers, Vickers' car got away from him while he wasn't around any other drivers, so no other cars were involved. Vickers finished the season 25th in standings, while teammates Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson finished 2nd and 3rd in the standings, respectively.
We stay green.
That's surprising after that pretty hard hit in the wall at Tyler.
Tyler Walker, and the caution flag now comes out. Brandon is around. Big problems. Our point leader gets spun around and hit hard into the wall.
I don't believe it.
All because they were coming to the yellow.
And he hit very hard.
My.
Oh, my goodness.
Brian Reffner coming in the number 80 as Brendan Gaughan was sliding to the end. Not happy. The championship just slipped out of his fingers.
The 27-year-old Las Vegas native Brendan Gaughan was in the midst of a championship battle with Travis Kvapil and Dennis Setzer. Marty Houston lost control of his truck and took out Gaughan. Gaughan had held the championship lead since round 17 at Richmond, but due to the crash finished 40 points behind champion Travis Kvapil, 4th in points. He still had an incredible season, winning 6 races and was promoted up to the Cup Series for the 2004 season.
Even though there was damage and there was parts flying, Brendan Gaughan's truck probably hit at least at 100 miles an hour by Brian Reffner.
So the racetrack being self-cleaning when you're high banked because you got to come down the hill. Well, these straightaways are banked 9 degrees. So if you get in trouble coming off a corner on the straightaway, you're going to hit something on the inside. Look, you see him sideways right up against the wall. He had the 59 of Terry Cook on the inside. He got sideways, maybe got a little bit up in the loose stuff, and there's the hard contact. Man. See a spring falling out of the rear of that truck with a coil spring rubber tie wrapped to it.
TJ Bell finally had a proper shot in NASCAR, running 16 races of the 2007 truck season with Jack Roush. Unfortunately, Bell spent about as much time behind the wall as he did on the racetrack. In Bell's defense, this wreck was none of his own doing, as Terry Cook drove straight into the back of him and sent Bell spinning to the inside wall.
Oh, we got a crash in the tri-oval. James Busher got turned. Big crash.
Oh, and now coming up behind him, we've got quite a few more trucks that are moving into the smoke and can't see where they're going.
Johnny
Benson, one of those trucks.
Ricky Carmichael got hit. That was just a situation where Busher had gotten touched in the left rear quarter panel. I was watching this develop.
Yeah, that's Johnny Benson saying, sorry, fellas, we're done.
James Busher was running second when they crossed the start-finish line to Ron Hornaday.
And I think he and
The truckers had done a solid job of providing great racing with only one small incident until lap 47. Rookie James Busher was turned in front of the field by Todd Bodine, causing a massive pileup. Former champion Johnny Benson Jr. was taken out in the crash, as well as Ricky Carmichael in his Truck Series debut. After the incident, Todd Bodine would go on to lead a majority of the second half of the race and take home the win.
lead at Daytona, and get taken out by a veteran. That's got to make you scratch your head. He's the one that's supposed to make the mistake.
Oh, Denny Hamlin not going to get this one back.
Hard into the wall behind him. Matt Kenseth, Menard, Vickers, and more. Look at this pileup.
Only Stewart in the middle of that.
Keselowski, Truex. What a mess. Eric Almirola.
On a late race restart, Denny Hamlin lost control of his car in the middle of the field. While trying to miss Hamlin, Vickers took a hard right turn and unfortunately put himself and Matt Kenseth in the wall, and then collected many others as the two slid down the racetrack. 13 cars total got a piece of the incident, however only Vickers and Kenseth retired after the crash. Even Tony Stewart, who went a little airborne, managed to return to the race late and finish.
Two car of Kurt Busch into the concrete. Busch, who was 5th in the point standings and dominated a race here back in the spring, was being shown in the top 15 and now has had issues.
Busch, and they got together coming out of turn 4 right here.
You see Kurt Busch gets
totally
sideways out of control.
Yeah.
And then that's when Reid Sorensen came to the scene. Really nothing Reid could do right there.
Kurt Busch was having his best season since his championship year in 2004. Unfortunately for Kurt, he got loose on the exit of 4 with Reid Sorensen on the inside of him. Busch had dominated the spring race at Atlanta, leading 234 of the 330 laps and taking home the checkered flag. The damage from the crash took Kurt out of the race, his second DNF in 3 races.
Jeff Green runs 26th, Jimmy Spencer 27th, Elliott Sadler 28th, Kyle Petty 29th, and Johnny Benson 30th. 31st is Jerry Nadeau, Dick Trickle 32nd.
Trouble in turn number 2, Dave Marcus slams head on into the outside retaining wall, cartwheeling, kept it on all 4 wheels, but he was airborne a good 4 feet in the air at one juncture. He tangled with another car, racing through the tri-oval, went head on into the outside retaining wall.
Dave has crashed very hard over in turn number 2. Car bounced off the wall and both ends of the car heavily damaged. We can see him moving around just a little bit inside the car from the monitor we have here in the booth. Let's go back over to turn 2.
58-year-old Dave Marcus was nearing the tail end of his 35-year career in NASCAR whenever he endured this vicious hit at Pocono. Dave tried to catch his car after getting loose fighting with Brett Bodine, but overcorrected and flew straight to the outside wall. He was very fortunate to walk away and even continued to race a few more years. Marcus competed in 883 races at NASCAR's top level and raced long enough to race against both Wendell Scott and Kevin Harvick.
The green flag. Back underway.
And Gordon gets a great start.
Junior did not. Look at Junior.
No trouble.
Oh, that's going to turn Truex. And Truex is going to get right into Burton, and we've got more problems.
We got all kinds of people. Kevin Harvick,
Brian Vickers, David Reagan, Casey Mears is involved in that. Oh, what a mess for the 8th caution of the day.
Lots of RCR cars sitting in that shot.
And there's one of them right there.
I think
Kevin
all 3
Harvick.
RCR cars got in it.
Yeah.
Harvick, Burton, and Casey Mears.
After a great restart, Kyle Busch tried to take advantage and forced 3 wide down into turn 1. Martin Truex Jr. was caught off guard and was sent spinning into turn 1, and along with Jeff Burton, came up the track and took out 5 or 6 more cars. Truex was understandably frustrated after the move after running top 5 most of the race in a season where Truex's team hadn't put together a top 5 run all year.
Both these cars were running in the top 10. They were 7th and 8th on the track, and this is exactly what Brad Coleman did not need.
Well, this has happened a lot this year to Coleman. Feel sorry for him. He's got a great car he's driving there, having a good run today, and gets in another crash.
Eichler had picked up 20 spots, moved that Dollar General machine into the top 10.
After running 24 nationwide races in 2008 for Mike Kerb, Brad Coleman decided to take a seat at Joe Gibbs Racing for only 8 races in 2009. This stretch of races was not ideal to say the least, scoring only 2 top 10s and 4 finishes of 23rd or worse. In this incident, Coleman lost his car underneath another young driver, Brian Eichler, and took them both out, with Brian getting the worst of it. This was only Eichler's 2nd career race, and unfortunately for him and Coleman, neither would stay around the sport for much longer. There were 12 cautions in this wreck-filled Iowa race. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Another edition of 10 Forgotten Crashes. I know you guys love this series and I love making it, so if you have any suggestions for the next part, then let me know down in the comments below, as well as make sure you subscribe and like for more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.